Sorry for the impromptu live, and this is not, might not even be a relevant issue to a lot of you. And I'm going out of town, and I wanted to remember to do this because I got a couple of interesting questions. Hold on, Kate. I'm doing a live. Okay. Okay, so I got two interesting questions in the past week or so, and both of them I'm surprised haven't come up before. So the first one was somebody has a friend who's Amish who has an up to an eighth grade education, and which is legal in Pennsylvania based on religious freedom. And their question was whether, since it is legal, does it qualify as for the requirement that the supervisor has earned a high school diploma or its equivalent? And the answer, in my view, my interpretation of the law is no. That even though it's legal, perfectly legal, and even though, in my opinion, a parent, even who has earned a formal education up to eighth grade, in my view, is absolutely qualified to home educate their children. Maybe not every subject, but anyway, that's my view. Under the law, I do not think that meets the high school diploma or its equivalent requirement. So that's the first question. The second question came, and the parent asked whether the supervisor, who is a U.S. citizen now, but earned, and maybe they're a dual citizen, earned their high school diploma and college degree from a foreign country, whether that person, that parent, could be the supervisor, even though the credentials were earned in a different country. And my reading of the law is that as long as they meet the other requirements, that they're a custodial parent, that they haven't committed crimes listed in that section within the past 5 years, that they can be the supervisor. So the Pennsylvania homeschool law does not restrict or limit that high school education or the high school diploma to Pennsylvania or the U.S. There's nothing in the law that restricts it to the U.S. So my answer is that sure, they can be the supervisor, and then and I think that parent is bilingual, and I just pointed out that the law does require that the instruction has to take place or has to be in the English language. That's like part of the private tutor option, as well as the home education, the supervisor, or the traditional home education option. So I wanted to clarify that. And then she had also asked whether both parents should be identified on the affidavit. And I don't ever recommend that. If you have a custodial parent, even though both of you could be qualified under the law, it's just kind of overkill. There's no reason that both of you should, there's no reason for both of you to be on the affidavit. And either parent can provide the instruction. So the supervisor is one parent, even though maybe the one that qualifies under the law is listed on the affidavit as the supervisor. The other parent can provide most of the instruction or all of the instruction. It's just that the supervisor is taking legal responsibility for that all the requirements are met. So that's my advice, and I appreciated those. And actually, for what is it? like 7 years. I can't believe either of those questions haven't come up. So hopefully that helps clarify things. And I always say, if you have a question about it, the law really isn't that long. I have it on the website. Under resources, you'll see the text of the law in the drop-down menu. And I always recommend reading it. When you have any question that comes up, just go over it. And you may not answer your own question, but the more you read it, you're going to just become familiar with the provisions of it. Something will catch your attention if something else comes up, and you'll just become proficient. If you do this for couple of years, you'll be surprised at how comfortable you get with the provisions of the law and even the regulations. So I hope this helps. Yeah, and I haven't been getting on so much because I have not been getting too many questions that I think I haven't already answered, or that would appeal or apply to a broad range. And this was a unique one that maybe doesn't apply to a lot of people, but I thought it was interesting. So, on another note, I hope you are taking advantage of the weather. I hope you're taking advantage of the efficiency of home education. I hope things are going really well for you, whether you are really looking forward to your kids being back in the classroom. And I'm just curious about how it's going for you, how it's going for your friends. Yeah, so I hope you're doing well, and I hope that since I haven't been getting that many questions, that's an indicator that things are going smoothly. You're figuring things out. Yeah. So if there's anything like in general that you would like me to discuss, a couple of weeks ago I jumped on to talk about 5 in a row. I did not upload that to YouTube because I don't know, Facebook Live cut me off and it was in 2 parts, and I just thought that would be too confusing and also a little cumbersome for me. So if there's something in general that you would like me to address or find the answer to, even if it's not my specialty, I can do that. So an example is, and you'll see it like if you scroll down on this page or go to the YouTube channel a couple years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago. I did one of these with, she's an educator. I think she homeschools her own kids. She has a business related to providing evaluations, education plans, and in general, she's just a really good resource. But she helped me understand more, I know the legal testing requirements, but she's more familiar with the different approaches, the different tests in themselves, like the structure of them, the timing of them, that sort of thing. So she and I had a really good discussion about the testing requirement. That was like in the spring of, I think, 2018. But if there's somebody that you want me to get on who knows about something that I don't know about, maybe it's access, maybe it's special needs accommodations, or special learning accommodations that schools have to provide. I really do not know a lot about that, or for sure don't have a lot of expertise in it or experience in it. So, but if you want me to get somebody on who is very familiar with what the law requires and what you're entitled to or what you can ask for, and that's just on that topic, I'm happy to try to find somebody who can help you answer those questions. So anyway, get outside, happy October, and yeah, hope this helps. All right, signing off.